The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live. Let's talk about sex. Featuring in-depth discussions on dating, intimacy, and relationships. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood Redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, let's talk about sex.
In there.
Come on.
Let's talk about sex.
Hey.
Let's talk about let's talk about all the good things.
Come on back, you love Kevin. Come on back, you love
Maybe.
Come on back, you love Kevin.
Little baby, let's talk about sex. That's my part.
I've been singing this song all day.
Yes, we always start off nice and silly because we are talking about such a fun topic. You have tuned in to Let's Talk About Sex, and everyone's doing it. Why not talk about it? We get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. I am your host, Spicy Mari, and I'm joined with Phoenix White.
Hello, hello.
We also have our male spokesperson, Kevin. What's up?
What's up? I'm so
I gotta
happy
get
to be
masculine for you, Kevin.
here. Yeah, you did drop the voice
What's
and get deep there. It was kind of sexy though.
Yes, yes. And we have a special guest, and I know you guys are going to be extremely excited because we have a phenomenal philanthropist, animal activist. She's a model, an actress, fitness expert, and okay, Kevin wrote professional twerker. We get a little silly, like I said, but in all actuality, you have to be careful when addressing the queen of the universe, okay? We have pageant queen Ivette Saucedo in the building. And I mean, I'm so happy because I got to work with her before, and I'm a little starstruck now. But she really is a beauty and a powerhouse to be reckoned with because she's also doing a show called Latinas of Hollywood that I have the privilege of doing with her. And so we have her in the studio to tell us a little bit about being a pageant queen, what it takes to be beautiful at the same time as poised and intelligent. So say hello to everybody.
I feel like such a build-up.
That was quite an introduction
I go
there.
on and on when I'm passionate about somebody. She's like breathtaking. I'm like,
You're so
Ivette
sweet.
Saucedo in the building.
You're so cute. No, it's just been a great experience. I think it's really changed my life, and it was my first pageant, and I was able to represent Spain, so it's something that I'm really proud of because it's not my immediate. I mean, I'm Mexican and Spanish, so I'm representing Spain just because my grandparents and stuff like that. So I got to represent Spain, and then I won, and then I crowned the new queen of the universe, which is Miss USA, Ariel King, and she's just a lovely girl. So I've just had a wonderful year. It's really changed my life.
Well, we want to hear all about it. Today's going to be a really exciting episode because not only are we going to get into your pageant experience and how you juggle, being a beautiful philanthropist, queen of the universe, but also we do a Hollywood Hotties, doing the naughty, and then I give a spicy tip later, so you guys stay tuned for that. And then we're going to do the naked truth where Ivette has to bare her soul to us about her sexual life.
Oh my God.
So you guys want to stay tuned for that. So Hollywood Hotties.
Can we just skip to that part right now? I'm curious.
You don't want to do Hollywood Hotties, Kevin?
None of that is important. You know what they're tuning in for.
Okay, well, let's just give a little shout out to Rita Ora because she was on Nicole Bitchy. She was featured on there, and she allegedly has been getting it in with Jay-Z. That was the rumor and the speculation. So she did an interview where she dispelled the myth. It's not true. She said, don't disrespect Beyonce like that. There's nothing between them. She doesn't have beef with Rihanna, and she's also a multimillionaire. So
who is she? What is her ethnicity? I don't know who this
Rita
woman
Ora
is.
She's European, right?
Yeah, she's European. She's a European artist. She hasn't quite crossed over as far as music is concerned to America. But the reason she has so much hype behind her in America is because she is Rob Kardashian's ex-girlfriend.
Really?
So anytime you're associated with a Kardashian.
But she never was admitted it, right? She kind of like hid it.
Well, at first they kept it hush hush, but then it was public.
Okay.
And he went on this long tantrum about how she cheated on him, and he accused her of sleeping with 20 guys while they were together. So she addressed it in the interview and was like, when I actually do sleep with 20 guys, my number's not there yet, but when I do, I will let you guys know. So she made it very clear that she's not a hoe. She doesn't appreciate him accusing her of being one. And the rumors and the speculation about her being promiscuous and having slept with Jay-Z because she has worked with him, that's not the case.
So I don't understand where these rumors.
Signed to him.
How did these rumors get started with her and Jay-Z?
Once you're associated with someone, all of a sudden now you got to be, putting his penis in your mouth.
You know what this is? Whoa, that was. I just caught that. Wow, that was quite good. I kind of got that image right there. All right, well.
Though.
I kind of look at this, and I know I kind of said this last week, but I honestly look at this as a publicity stunt. They're trying to make this girl popular in America. She's an artist coming from overseas. What better way to get an artist a ton of publicity than by saying she shacked up with the Queen's husband, who's one of the best rappers of all time? Because I wouldn't know this girl had it not been for the scandal.
Right.
So,
I don't know. She's pretty popular. Yeah, she's pretty well known.
I don't know why I haven't heard of her.
Well, if Kevin hasn't heard of her, she must not exist.
I mean, apparently.
She's been on Vogue. I think she's been on a lot of magazines. Like she's big.
Let me give you how much her
how
worth
big is she?
What you guys don't know is that she's worth $145 million.
Wow.
So
God.
the fact that
Son of
Kevin
a
doesn't
gun.
know who she is really doesn't matter to Rita Ora.
Well, I know what 145 million is. And, whatever she did to, I guess, accumulate that wealth in, where is she from? Russia? Where is she?
She's from
Japan?
She's from Europe.
From Europe, okay. By the way, so she's European, right?
She's European.
And she's got the accent and everything. She's really hot.
Oh, okay. Wow, you sound like you have a girl crush on her over here.
She is pretty hot.
She's like a rock star. Like that's
she
like her
is.
MO. Like she
looks like Marilyn Monroe.
She's
Like
she's
a pop
like
star.
a Rihanna.
Okay.
If you want to compare, that's why they
But
probably made that
Rihanna's
comparison.
like,
But I'm saying that's why they probably are making that comparison because she has the whole bad girl image. She's still a style icon, so people look at her like that.
Yeah. And she dished all of this on the Breakfast Club interview. And so, they were going at her. They addressed every single interview. And you have to, at some point, address what your relationship status is. So she didn't really say that she's dating anybody at the current moment, but she wanted to make sure that she addressed the fact that she has not slept with 20 guys. So we don't really know what her number is. We know her net worth. We know she didn't sleep with Jay-Z, and much power and respect, she said, to Beyonce. So I like that,
nice.
hats off to her, because you got to bow down for the queen.
Now, have you guys heard her music? I mean, can you talk? Is it good music? Is it?
It's pop music.
So it's just pop. I'm about to say that.
Phoenix is like
Phoenix didn't
pop.
like you was too amused about her music.
I mean,
hip-hop,
I wouldn't
right?
I don't have her album. I haven't bought it, but I have heard some of her songs. But I couldn't repeat it back to you, so I just know it's pop.
Okay.
But we will make sure that next week we have maybe her music to open our show with after Let's Talk About
There
Sex.
you go.
So or you guys can YouTube her and look her up. But she's pretty popping.
Yeah,
She's
big.
definitely popping.
She's been popping something else at Pierce.
But she hasn't yet got the title of queen, because that's currently
Rihanna's spot.
owned by no, that's Beyonce's spot.
Oh, well,
Queen?
for rock.
Queen was Aretha Franklin initially,
she's the queen.
Well,
bee.
and then it went to Mary J. Blige, and then it went to.
Let's ask a real queen, since we have
Ooh,
one.
I like that.
Good one.
Okay, Yvette, let's talk about what it takes to really be a queen, since we're on the topic.
Well, like I said before, this was the first pageant I had ever been in. But the main focus that Joyce Gerard, which is the president of the pageant, she wanted to make sure that every contestant had a beneficial platform. So it's different from any other pageant like Queen, Miss Universe and Miss Venus. We all have to have some sort of beneficial platform. With like mine, for example, is I'm an animal rescuer. So everybody has something different. Some people have with children with cancer. So it's much different than any other pageant. So that's the most important thing. That, and you have to be very well aware of what's going on around the world. like you need to know the news, you need to know what's happening in, you know, Afghanistan or what's happening here in the United States where we live.
So are
know?
you an avid CNN watcher?
Yes, I was watching CNN all day long. Like I would be doing my makeup and watching CNN.
Smart.
So please explain to us what's going on in Ukraine right now with the politics and no. I really what I want to ask is animal rescuing. Okay.
Yes.
I like animals as well. I have a cat that actually rescue cat. But I was curious. So as far as rescuing, like if you see like a turtle dying, will you go up and like give it CPR or like how exactly does this?
You revive it.
Yeah. Well, mouth to mouth. I guess. However you make
No, I'm that one person that stops on the freeway, like does some major.
Oh, you're one of them.
Tokyo Drift.
That's awesome.
Tokyo Drift action where I'm like making cars pull over too, so nobody runs over animals. I'll pick them up and I find them a home, and I make sure that the home is really like where they're going to be loved. And
So you're
So
the
any
reason.
animal-
She's the reason for the traffic on the 405.
I know, right?
We know why we show up late every day wherever it is we're going.
I have the animal shelter like on speed dial. So I'm like, there's an animal here, and I'm not gonna be able to get him because he's like pit bull and he's on the freeway. I'm one of those people.
So do you have a restriction on what kind of animal that you pick? Like, for example, I'm sure if you see an alligator on the side of the road, you're not going to try to.
Well, luckily we don't have that here. So
Florida,
there's not
Florida.
alligator near me to pick up, but I would if I had to.
Oh, see, that's love right there.
You are serious.
She
That's
is
awesome.
passionate.
Yeah.
See, that I get
Well,
why
I'm a
she's the
rodeo
queen.
girl, so I would be like with my lasso, get him out, make sure he doesn't bite me, and then I'll hold him down. I'll tackle him.
So talk a little bit about that. You're an
Ooh.
equestrian. Now, I just love saying it because it sounds so just exquisite. It rolls off our tongue. How did you get into horse riding?
So my dad has been riding horses all of his life, and so when he came here, because my dad was from Spain, and then when his family migrated, they went to Mexico. So then from Mexico they came here. So when he came here, he got involved in Mexican rodeos, which is like we wear the big sombreros, and you know we have big bows, and like kind of like you want to imagine it like a mariachi outfit, but it's not. It's much better. And so my dad got involved in that. So I've been riding since before I could walk. And so I ride in a Escaramuza Charra, which is an equestrian team of 8 girls. So it's kind of like synchronized swimming on horses.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
that's awesome.
And we go really fast.
She's a professional rider, if you know what I'm saying.
We'll get to that later.
Okay, tell us a little bit about how you got into the pageantry, though, because I mean, was it just something where you've been told you were beautiful since you were a little girl, and you just decided, you know what, I want to be a pageant queen? Because there's a bad rap sometimes that goes with being a queen or running or entering into pageants.
Girls.
Yeah, pageant girls. So how did you get into that?
Well, see, my dad always wanted me to be involved in pageantry. He would always see it on TV, and he would always be like, "You're so pretty, you should try." You know, I mean, he saw me with eyes of love, so he thought I was the shit. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes, you can say that.
Okay. So he would always be like, "You have to try," you know. So I was like, I never really thought of it. But then when my dad passed away a month after, it was just really weird because one of my really good friends pretty much signed me up for the Queen of the Universe pageant, and she was like, "You need to go. I want you to go and try out for it." So I went, and you know, I got to be able to represent Spain, and so that's how I got involved. But I never really had I just didn't really think it was. I never really was emotional about it. Like, I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah.
It's because I always like heard really bad things about it. You know, you see things on TV, or when they have movies, they always make it seem really ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that Joyce Gerard, the president, really she's like the pageant queen. Like, she does so many pageants. So I think that she got every positive aspect of every pageant she's ever done and created this one pageant that just has so many wonderful things about it. So I never experienced any negativity or ugly
Really? Because that's what I was going to
Awesome.
ask you next. Tell us some of the drama that goes on with these pageants, because we think that it's pulling hair and catfights, people getting pushed downstairs, you know, stealing boyfriends.
That's the Miss Black USA pageant.
None of that.
That's bad. That's bad.
Weaves being pulled off. No, like I swear it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah. It was really incredible. I
Okay,
never
fine. We're not
experienced
going to get
anything
the
bad.
real dirt from her because she is the
Well,
queen.
I mean, believe me, there was some girls that were like, "Forget this, I'm leaving."
So
I
there's
didn't
brats
win.
in pageants.
Of course, I mean, that's just a personality trait. That's not really just
Tantrums.
it's tantrums. I mean, everybody's there to win. Everybody wants to win something.
Well,
so.
we have a video that we're going to queue up right now with your pageant. And so that way the audience can see kind of like a little sizzle snippet into what actually went on behind the scenes.
My butt.
It starts off with her butt, which was one of her best assets.
I don't know which one it is. I mean,
The only
Right here.
there you go.
Queen of the Universe 2013 is Miss Romania.
So Phoenix pointed something out to me though. I didn't know that once they announced first runner-up, that automatically lets you know that you're the winner.
Yeah.
Right, but
which is interesting.
I was
It's-
still like, wait, even though they said it in the beginning, they're like, Miss Romania. I'm like, wait a minute, does that mean me? Or wait, hold on. I was like, I don't want to get too excited yet.
So that was just a little clip of her, getting the crown, accepting this royalty, I guess you would say, because you now have huge shoes to fill.
Yes.
So what were some of the responsibilities that you had to deal with as being a queen? Do you still make time to rescue animals off the street?
Yeah, I do actually. And,
she's like, I'm the queen now. I have servants to do that.
No, actually, a lot of the girls would help me. A lot of the girls participate, and they're like, can I go with you anywhere? And so a lot of the girls would help me out. And I mean, we just have a really close family. It's like you gain so many sisters. So I do continue my animal rescuing, and I also have my sister's closet, which I collect clothing for underprivileged teenagers. And so I try to get clothes for them to give them, everybody wants like shoes and clothes and dresses and prom dresses and jewelry. And, kids want toys, but
there's certain specific requirements that with your title you have to do being Queen of the Universe. What were some of the responsibilities that they made you do as the queen?
I wouldn't say responsibilities, just kind of, it just comes with it. You want to do it. So like, I didn't have to go to the children's hospital to go meet them and be there, but I wanted to. Like, we were with Adopt a Letter, where we went to kids' homes and would take them presents from Santa,
Awesome.
And it would be like, because actually it's really crazy because kids write letters to Santa and they take them to the post office and they don't get delivered. So Kimberly Moore created Adopt a Letter, and she goes to the post office and picks up these letters, and then she answers all these kids' letters. And it's like crazy. You'd be super surprised what they just want. Like, I just want food.
See, and
I just want a blanket.
This is amazing because Phoenix, would
that's
you have
sad,
guessed that it's this much, altruistic and philanthropic? Philanthropic. How would I say that?
I don't know, but I need to get a dictionary right now.
Philanthropic.
I want to try that.
Philanthropic. Okay, working on our vocabulary over here. But when people think of pageant queens, they think of this beautiful girl. She's just waving. She's in a parade with flowers around her. Nobody really sees the hard work involved unless they're following you on Instagram, which they should be. And so, but it's a lot of responsibility. And I know that there's a certain stigma that gets associated with being the queen. So how do you juggle she's pretty, therefore she's going to be stuck up because she's the queen, or although they see you as maybe as a sexual object? How do you deal with that?
It's really funny because I actually get that a lot. The whole that I'm stuck up, and I'm not. Like, if you come up to me in the street, I will talk. I'm like the most humble person.
In the lobby, you pretended like you didn't even know me. And I came up, I was so nice, and you
told me that you were the king of the
like
universe, and you were, and I said, I knew it. I knew you were the king of the universe.
I'm joking. You were so sweet.
Thank
you
you.
were.
Thank you.
She's a doll.
Kevin's just poking at her.
I am. Yeah.
I guess my
She
question
is-
would be,
go.
do you feel like you have to work a lot harder to show people that you're humble because of
Yes.
the way that you look and because of the fact that you won this pageant?
I sound so conceited when I say that, but no, I do.
yeah.
I know what you mean, though. But yes, that, and then since I'm very voluptuous and I do like to dress sexy, and I do like to, I like to wear my clothes tight. I like to show what my mama gave me.
Well, not even
Right?
that. The thicker you are, the more curvy you are, the more fitted you have to wear your clothing, or so you just look thicker,
So
bigger.
it's stereotyping. I hate that stereotype, that just because you wear like sexy clothes, that's automatic, like you're a hoe, or
You're instantly objectified.
or you're right, a sex object.
But is there like a line between, because when you're holding a title, it's kind of like getting a new position in a company. Is there a line that you have to kind of bring down what your natural sexy dressing style is so that you can represent the new brand that you now represent? As far as being the queen.
Is there a
You
dress
understand what I'm
code
saying?
for being the queen?
It's like you have to kind of bring it down.
Actually,
because now
I do
hold the
because
title.
I'm around kids and stuff, and I'm not trying to be like
Yeah.
You're not at Children's
Rocking
Hospital,
everywhere.
like.
But see, you're missing the point. That would make them so happy if you came in like that. I mean,
So I would, like, I'll wear my little princess dresses, like the little poofy ones, because that's what the kids enjoy. The little girls would be staring at me, and they're like, "Oh, she's a princess." Yeah. So yeah, I did. I tried to dress more,
what would you say your
accommodating to that.
what would you say your most proudest moment was of serving as the queen? What is one moment that just sticks out to you that was just incredible?
I went to the Children's Hospital and I met this little girl named Delilah. Her name is Delilah Ortiz, and
On your Instagram.
yeah, and I always post pictures of her because I swear this little girl is like the most amazing child I have ever met. She is such a trooper. Like, I mean, all the torture they go through for this, my dad passed away and he had cancer, and he used to always say, like, I'm already older. I've already lived my life. I've done everything. And these kids, they don't know what there is out there. And so they just, are trusting in all these adults. And it's just, she was such a trooper. She was just such a warrior. And so I think she was one of the best things that I ever got out of this. Like her friendship and her father's friendship. Yeah. So I really just cherish them. That's the best thing so far.
That's amazing.
Sweet.
But, no, seriously, I was just sitting there taking it in, and I was
getting emotional.
Me too.
Because I definitely was gonna jump in and say, okay, now that you told us about that, how's your sex life changed?
It's like, how do you segue from that?
How do you start talking
I was
about
just
the nitty
soaking
and the
it
gritty?
in. Like that is awesome.
Question. With you having now passed on your title,
Yes.
you're crowned to someone else. How are you going to still use the platform that you were given to still, to use that to do something bigger now that it's gone? Like, how are you going to still carry that on and still use those principles and things that you got to do while you held the title?
Joyce Gerard, she had a talk with me before because I was the first winner. So she said, she was like, you're always going to be the first queen. It's always, you're always going to be the first one, but you have to let go, because I had such a hard time because I felt like it was, when I put that on, I was like a superhero. You know what I mean? It was, and she says, it's not your security blanket. Like, you can continue to do things. Like, I'm not, she's not a beauty queen anymore. Like, I mean, she was, and you always have that in your pocket, but you have to continue to do things. So now that I'm expanding and I'm doing my own thing, so I'm getting involved with Latinas of Hollywood, which is a new program that you will see very soon on TV.
So tell us a little bit about that. What is
We should
Latinas of
talk
Hollywood?
So Latinas of Hollywood is as a new. Well, tell me a little bit about it.
So Latinas of Hollywood is a new
I'm
reality.
taking it over for you.
So Latinas of Hollywood is a new
Say it in
reality
Spanish.
show of Hollywood. It's a new reality show that's being developed right now, and Ivette Saucedo is one of the women who is in it, as well as myself as a host. So she's the pageant queen that's also entering into the sports and personal training, fitness model world, and I'm breaking in the hosting TV and radio world. And so it just kind of shows our struggle as far as taking care of our family, our friends, making sure that we still stay connected to our culture while dealing with all of the trials and tribulations and competitiveness that goes on in the Hollywood and entertainment industry, and just the struggle that our ethnicity sometimes prevents us from landing, but also how it propels us and how our culture reminds us who we are, who we came from, and how we can excel at anything that Latinas do. So it's a really good show. And there's, 4 of us girls?
There's 5 of us.
5 of us?
Yeah, so you kind of get a view of, because we're all different. There's Puerto Rico, there's Black and Mexican,
Black and
Spanish
Mexican,
and Mexican, Filipino,
Jamaican,
and, Mexican.
and Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Right. So it's just we get so many different backgrounds, and it's a big struggle in how we got here, how Mexicans got here, and it's going to be an amazing show where it really highlights in a positive way of how Latinos are here.
Because we have such a stigma with this too. There's a stereotype with Latinas in Hollywood, or in America for that matter. And so it's going to show the spicy side, because we can't hide that. But it's also going to show.
We're Latinas.
It's gonna be spicy, but it's also gonna show the intellectual side, the hardworking side, the strong side. It's gonna dispel the just overly sexualized, and that's our side.
So over how long a period of time does it document each person in there? Like, do they follow you guys for like 6 months, or is it?
So it's going to be about 12 episodes.
Okay.
So they're gonna follow each one of us individually. We're gonna come together. It's gonna show us supporting each other and helping each other through whatever obstacles life throws our way in the industry. So it's really exciting.
You know, everybody's background. Like me, you'll see my fitness world. You know, I'm getting involved in Team Blade, which is my
Team
coach.
what?
A Team Blade. It's like a fitness competitor, but I'm in a team. So you'll be seeing that. You'll be seeing, Delilah, like the little girl that I'm with, or the other, my animal rescuing stuff that I'm going to be doing. You'll see my modeling. You'll see her hosting. You'll see, so you'll see everybody's different work ethic.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I think we described it in a nutshell.
I'm sold. When can we see it? When's the?
It's coming. It's coming. It's in the works right now.
announced.
Yeah, to be
Yeah, I'm about to say.
You'll see it
to be
too.
announced. We'll let you know as soon as we know exactly what network it's going to be on. But Phoenix actually made a guest appearance on the show.
I don't know how I ended up in the show. I don't know how I ended up in it.
Because and we'll give you a little snippet on one of the episodes. We had a discussion about some of the struggles that we go through in the industry, and I had an opportunity to just kind of vent to Phoenix and let her know what I've been battling with, and she gave me a lot of words of comfort, like she always does. So
She is.
yeah.
Spicy, if you ever need a handsome person to play your boyfriend on there, give me a holler. I'd be more than happy to, take one for the team. That's what it's all about.
And you can also see other appearances on there. There's 3 other girls, and so Nautica De La Cruz.
Oh, I love Nautica. She's off the
amazing.
chain. Yeah.
You remember her from
Love on Top.
when we interviewed her on Love on Top from 102.3 KGLH. So it's really exciting. So if you guys stay tuned, we're going to make sure that we promote it. So that's one of the projects that Yvette's doing.
watching.
Are you going to still go back to the hospitals and work with some of the
Yes.
kids, the cancer patients and
Yes.
stuff like that? That's awesome to continue.
You guys should come with me.
I would love to.
we're gonna
I
show
actually
that
do
on
that
Tickets
too.
to
But I would
Hollywood.
love to come with you, actually. I
It's-
love it.
It's amazing.
The Children's Hospital right off Hollywood or Sunset
Yeah.
over there.
Yes,
I've been there a
Sunset.
couple of times. I actually gave blood over there one time too.
Every time you give blood, it saves 2 babies' lives.
What? I saved 2
2
babies.
babies?
Make sure you eat first because you will pass out.
That is true. Well, I'm glad to know instead of making babies, I can save them. So that's awesome.
Oh my God.
Speaking of making babies,
See? There we go. I was helping you out with the segue there,
I knew exactly what he was doing. He was tossing it to me, y'all. But come on now. You want to know about Yvette's sex life. That's really what we want to get
I'm
into.
so nervous about this.
At the end of the day, we're going to
Please,
crack her
be
open,
comfortable.
and she's going to dish to us how she juggles being this beautiful sex kitten, but at the same time making sure that she shows that she's a real human and a real person. And how does a queen date? How do you date? Because everybody has to be coming up to you. They don't even know that you're a queen, and they still have to be approaching you just because you look like a glass of milk.
And you're tall too. You what about 5'7" or 8 or
5'9".
5? Wow. In heels, about 5'11". So.
Probably, right?
So tell us about your dating life.
Well, I have a boyfriend, so
Okay.
the dating is with him.
Nice.
I like that. How long you guys been together?
For a really long time. A really long time.
So that has to help, though.
I like how you kept it ambiguous there.
But it has to help because your focus and your energy is directed only towards one person. You're not juggling multiple men while you're pursuing your dreams right now.
Right.
Because it could, if you were dating, you're more available, you're more distracted.
I
So
agree.
one person has your energy right now.
Because I think dating's hard. I mean, I haven't dated a whole lot because I've been with my boyfriend for a really long time. But yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to date. That sounds like a drag.
Man, especially in 2014. It is.
Did your sex life and stuff change when you won the pageant? Did your boyfriend find that to be exciting
Yeah.
and interesting?
Was he like, ooh, I'm doing a queen?
know?
You know what's so funny is that everybody always asks me right when I got it, they were like, have you done it with the crown on?
Well,
Well,
No, that's like sanctuary. That's like
tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I'm sure
I'm sure Queen Elizabeth has put it on a few times. Well,
Okay, what about your sash? Come on.
no. Oh, yes. No.
Was he really proud of you though? Like
Oh
excited?
my God, he was so, I mean, he was just, he's very supportive. Everybody's always like, you should be with somebody that, everybody that's in the industry always says like, you should always be with someone that's in the industry. But for me, it's like, he's just been so supportive. He's been a great cheerleader.
That's
So he's-
awesome.
And he's not in the industry at all. No way can it.
No, he's really shy too. So it's really weird because he'll just be like, "Well, I'll just take a picture of you from here." It's really cute. Yeah.
So do you keep your relationship pretty private then, since you are a public figure now?
It's not because of me that I want to keep it private. It's because of him, because he's so shy. Like he, like his Instagram, for example, is like all about me. Like everything's like, he's really open about how he cares about me, but he's not very like, oh, let me talk about her all the time. Like he's not like that.
Well, your Instagram, okay, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but it doesn't have him on there.
Yeah,
There is. I didn't see a lot of them.
Yeah.
And so I don't
I'm
know.
going to check right now. So we're going to
I
figure
didn't
this
see
out.
a lot of him, so maybe I don't know
Yeah,
who
there's-
he is then.
Yeah, he's on there. He's somewhere in there, but I don't post a lot of
Because
pictures
I saw a lot of like
him.
hot photos of you, but I didn't see a lot of stuff about your
But
relationship.
I don't post pictures about my family and stuff like that because I don't know. People just don't seem to really.
I don't do much.
People
of that
don't
either.
like the family photos. Is that
No,
what it is?
they don't. They're like, I'll get like a few likes.
She has like 30 likes on the family photo
They
and
want
like
the sexy
800
pictures from
likes
her.
on a swimsuit photo.
So I guess you don't. Your Instagram really isn't as personal. Then it's more just for
It's
your
more
fans
just-
and
yeah, it's more like
work related kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Because you have a huge following. Now, did you get that following before or after the
After.
Queen reign?
after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, I didn't get Instagram way too much. I only had it for like a month prior to the pageant, but then after that, I just got a bunch of followers.
Well,
I mean, obviously, I would.
what
like
you're
more.
entering into as far as like the fitness world is not to say that it's going to objectify you, but it's going to continue to show your body and your beauty even more. So how are you going to juggle that once again? Because you're not leaving it.
I'm worried about that because a lot of people are always telling me, like, when I do modeling stuff.
Oh,
they're always
wow.
like, we have to vote. Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, I just got to your Instagram
Kevin must
page.
be looking at your IG.
I don't know where I've been missing all this. Can you? I'm sorry, as you were saying. Go. I'm distracted.
Kevin just
Keep
followed
going.
her right now.
So what were we talking about? I got distracted.
You going into the
Life?
fitness world.
You know, it's been really complicated because a lot of people are like, your arms are getting too fit, so it's not attractive to men. Like that's not something that men want to see. Is very fit arms or too fit. And so I don't know how I'm gonna juggle this. It's gonna be difficult.
I think you're just gonna have to do whatever feels good for you. Like I don't think you're gonna be able to listen
Like,
to
I want
other
a
people because.
six-pack.
Well, I think whatever it is that makes you feel good that you want, I think that's what you should do more so than going off of what you think other
You know
people
that
may
you're
want.
so right because when I was 13, I've been trying to model forever, and so when I was 13, I went to Wilhelmina, and they told me that I should either start doing aerobics, stop eating, or get liposuction on my butt.
Interesting.
So
Stop eating.
yeah, they're like, you need to stop eating so
Food, it's
much.
Talk about
It's
great
overrated.
advice.
Stop eating so much, or start doing aerobics, or get a liposuction on your butt.
They really told you that?
And I was
Liposuction on your
13
butt?
years old. I was like devastated.
Shame on them.
I
What's
was
sad is that there's some
devastated.
parents that probably have
Would
gotten that
do it.
advice and went and did it.
Absolutely.
So I pretty much stopped from there, and then I started now. After the Queen of the Universe, then I started again. So
Now, what do you think your best asset is? I mean, I can tell you from your Instagram photos what I think, but I'm just curious what you.
I have pretty nice feet, but I'm just kidding. He's all like,
Actually, I did kind of look down there. Yeah, there.
no, I'm just kidding.
She does have cute feet.
I want to say my. I kind of like my waistline. I've always had a small waist, so kind of proud of that.
So do you
waist to
ever
butt ratio.
Right?
Waist to butt.
do you ever
small.
turn
And
yourself
then-
on?
and then-
Because just looking at yourself in the mirror, I mean, you can get turned on by looking at yourself. That's real confidence.
what? That seems really
She's like,
weird.
you look in the
Not
mirror.
really.
You look in the mirror and you're
that
like,
what you
damn.
She's like, is that what you do? All right, so let me ask: have you guys ever
I
looked
might
at
have
yourself in
done
the
it
mirror and been, oh, okay? I can't look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh man.
Do you do that too?
I look.
I might have looked at myself and then
I
grabbed
look
my
good to
toy.
myself.
I'm not gonna lie.
Grab your toy.
Yeah, grab my toy. I
So
might have
wait
been
up.
like, damn, she a bad mamma jamma.
So
and then grab my
you
toy.
turned yourself on by looking at you. You turned yourself
And
on.
I recommend that every woman tries it. Man too. And you guys probably do it a lot more than others, but
I mean, even looking good for yourself. Like I remember there was a phase where I went through where I was just doing things for other people, but then I started doing them just because I like how I felt. I liked how I looked.
Yeah.
So I did those things just for myself. So that would make sense to be turned
I
on
think
by
you
yourself.
even enjoy sexual activity more when you're
Yeah.
fit because you feel more confident and you're like, damn,
I look good. And you start, you start posing in certain
like,
positions.
you start flexing muscles you just got.
Women, y'all do some weird stuff. I can't.
Yeah.
I cannot fathom.
But that's
like,
what I want to know. I want to know if the perfect pageant queen actually has any weird fetishes or tendencies, because you hold this title and you have to always be so poised and so
Like
eloquent.
what
So tell us
body parts I like?
tell us some freaky stuff we would never guess about you.
I like backs.
Backs?
Like I love when like my boyfriend has a really muscular back. I like that.
So backs turn you on, huh? Kevin,
Yeah.
take your shirt off.
Now, she said backs. You about to see skeletons right now if I were to take this off. I
Like
don't.
when it's super, or even your shoulders. I like it.
So shoulders and backs.
Fit,
That's what you
yeah.
like in a man.
Yeah, shoulders and backs.
Muscular.
Not too much where it's just like they can't even pick up their arms. That's just not cute.
Oh, that's old.
So what are some turn offs for you?
Turn offs are I don't know. I haven't thought
Because
of that.
even before your boyfriend, you had a life. So tell us some stuff that maybe people in the past did, or some things that just turned you off, and you're like, oh no, I can't even imagine.
You know what?
sleeping with this
everybody
person.
always be like, you're so picky. Like I hate when people laugh ugly, or when they
You hate ugly laughs.
ugly laughs, or when they just. I've had I've gone on dates where I'm like, oh my god, don't ever call me again. Your laugh is so stupid.
So that just eliminates a guy right there. That sucks.
But you know what? When you think about it, think about how many times, if that date becomes serious, how many times you're going to have to hear that laugh over and
If it
over.
already annoyed me on the first date, can you imagine
Yeah.
how much worse it would get?
Oh my God.
That, and then I always think on the first date, a guy should always pay. Always. No matter
Oh.
what. No matter what.
It's funny. We were talking about
I'm in
that last
agreement. Always.
Friday.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely in agreement with that.
I don't know if I agree.
You know
What if the girl asked the guy out on the date?
It just
doesn't
depends on the
matter.
situation. Like it just depends. I don't think there's.
I'm not saying that it always has to be
particular-
like that. I mean, sometimes I'll I'll pay, but not often. But I mean, I'll pay often sometimes. But on the first date, I think it's a must. They have to.
I think it's different when someone doesn't assume the guy's gonna pay. I think it's nice sometimes.
Well,
to just
obviously
give
you
him
have
a
to
break.
play it off, like but,
Ivette says play it off. Phoenix says that it should be genuine and
I think
authentic and offer.
Yeah, I think you should just go with the flow of the day. I don't think it should be, oh, you're gonna have to pay every time you take me somewhere. Like I don't think.
Well,
it should
men
be that
resent
way.
that. Like I think that men have this generation of men resent that, because in our parents' generation, men would have been more, I guess, upset if they weren't able to be chivalrous. But now.
Oh, please believe.
The rumor of chivalry being dead does really hold true, and that men have more resentment when women expect it.
I don't think necessarily that chivalry is dead. There's a lot of men out there that are chivalrous in other ways. And by the way, being chivalrous doesn't just mean that you're gonna financially sponsor every meal that your wife or your girlfriend gets. There's other ways you can be chivalrous instead of always picking up the tab.
Yeah.
Now, I will say
butter
that
the bread. Do you want me to butter your bread for you?
or cutting the steak for you, or pouring the wine.
Kevin,
or,
you're such a sweetheart.
yeah, pour the chair before she sits down.
Do you pay on the first date?
Okay, let me explain.
At least on the first date.
No. I will pay on the first date if I'm the pursuer. If I pursued the girl and
Exactly.
asked her out, but of course I'm paying. But if she pursues me and then asks me out on a date, and then we go to some fancy restaurant and she wants me to pay after it's all her idea, I'm not. I mean, I'll still be chivalrous, but I just won't pick up the bill. I'm just.
I mean, I've gone on a date where it's like, hey, meet me at the movies. Let's just go to the movies, and I'll just already have the tickets ready. I don't think that it's that big of a deal to have to pay on the first date. That be the rule.
Not that you have to. I just think it's a turn off when they don't do it.
It's innocent.
It's not like you have
I'm going to
to
say this, and I'm going to say this one time. When a woman has to reach for her pocketbook, fellas, the cuckoo goes dry. I'm sorry. Majority
I don't agree with
woman.
you.
Phoenix is the rare exception to the rule. So, fellas, you should be in heaven right now.
I mean, because the thing is, I don't want to just be with somebody because of what they can give me all the time as far as financially. Like, I really want to have a connection with that person. And I think sometimes what that says is that I just want you to take care of me. And that's that.
So you
If
think
you can't
it's-
take care of
you think
me,
it's
you don't get a
misread.
second date.
Exactly,
It's not
yeah.
about the connection. It's not about the person. It's not about, hey, how do you treat me just as a human being? It's how much are you going to pay, or if you're going to pay, or if you pull it out your wallet on the
So,
first
do you
date.
tend to usually pay when you go out on a first date?
I don't think about it. It's just, I just go with the flow of whatever it is. Like, I don't set a stigma on you have to do this certain
And so,
thing
how
all the
did you
time.
handle it when they didn't pay? You paid for yourself.
I think when something's organic, you just naturally do it.
But
I don't
have you
feel-
ever gone on a date where you're just like feeling like you always are paying? You're always paying.
No, never.
So, it's never really happened to you?
I'm always prepared to pay for myself.
But have you ever really paid for yourself?
Yes.
And how did they get a follow up? Was there a connection there?
Yeah, definitely.
See,
Nice.
I think no, I kind of agree with Phoenix. I think that we
A lot
put
of
way
men
too much
agree
of
with
an
her.
emphasis. Oh yeah, you're right. I think we put way too much emphasis on who's going to pay and things of that sort. And like, okay, if they pay, they can get a second date. If they don't play, red flag. No way on earth I can see them again. like it's
Yeah, that
it's
doesn't
so
make sense.
it's so definitive like that. And I think that don't get me wrong. As a man, I do believe in being chivalrous, and I
Yeah.
do believe that if we are going to pursue a woman and ask them out, I think it's the right thing. Now, I won't curse them or condemn someone if they don't, but I think it's just the right thing to do. Now, after you've been on so many, like for example, me and my girlfriend went out last night, and we just went Dutch on it because I played for the first 50 meals when we were together.
Yeah.
So.
And men love it when women do offer. I will say that it's a rarity, but it's always a pleasant surprise.
Oh, yes.
And so they really appreciate that. So
I
I would
offer, and sometimes I even force to pay, but it's not like
But you're saying the
on
first
the
date
first
is your
date
turn
is
off.
like,
Well, that would
yeah.
be fine. That'll be my spicy tip, you guys, for the night. Pay women every now and then. Pay for your man, whether you want to or not. Grit your teeth, clench him down, pull out your pocketbook, and pay, and make him feel appreciated. Because I think that that's the problem, is that a lot of men feel a lack of appreciation, and that's why you guys become a little bit more resentful. Like, why do I always have to pay? Why is it
Well,
expected?
it becomes an obligation, and more so than they just want to do it.
Yeah. It feels like, you're constantly, it just kind of feels like, all right, we're going out again. Okay, I got to pay. I got to do, and it just feels like something, instead of just going out and enjoying the date, if you're always paying, that's going to be in the back of your head every time that you go out. Okay, she's going to want me to pay for this. She's going to want me to pay for that.
It is a good feeling. As a woman, just try it, okay? Because I have taken somebody out before. He planned on paying, which I appreciated, but I paid for him just because I was trying to show, look, I'm a boss. I got you.
Men love that. There's nothing more a
And it was
man
our
loves.
first time hanging out. and
Because
I did it.
another thing that shows is independence, and men love. They're so attracted to that. If you're like, you know what, I got mine. That'll make them want to pay. Like, don't worry about it. I got it.
And I wouldn't let
do agree
him.
with that.
But had he not offered, it still might have left a certain feeling in my mouth. It might have left a little bad taste. But I appreciate
Wait, was it the first date?
It was our first date.
Oh, okay.
So, but he did offer. But that's why I was like, no. I got this.
Now, was there a second date with him?
Yeah, there was. We just became friends. We wind up still figuring out there wasn't a connection and just became friends. But it was a nice little taste. Speaking of tasting,
Ooh.
let's get to the butt naked truth. Yvette, okay, now you're in the hot seat because we're gonna wrap up the show. But before we do, we want to give the audience just some spicy little tips and tingling tasting sensation from this sex goddess right here.
Oh, Lord.
Gorgeous
Is
photo.
that butt not to die for? I'm sorry. You said you like your waist. I'm gonna go home after this and do
That's
a
why
little
I
something.
said waist to butt ratio.
No, she really has a great body. So you guys
you.
need to be
You're so
following her on
sweet.
Instagram.
I'm
You
wondering-
do too, girl. What are you talking about? I've seen you.
This little thing, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, just let the audience on the inside for a second, Queen of the Universe, let us know what it is that he does that is your favorite thing in the bedroom. What does your man do that you just absolutely go crazy over? You can tell us. Come on, you got to dish it.
You ain't the queen no
This is
more,
the
so you
naked
can get
truth.
as vulgar as you want.
You know what? I'm gonna say that when I'm sleeping, he kisses my feet. Like, to wake me up, he kisses my feet. So
I love
I'm
that.
sleeping and he's kissing my feet. And that's what wakes me up in the morning. And he's like, "Get your ass up. We're going to the gym." I'm like, "Oh."
I love that. Oh my god! And that's called intimacy without having sex. Because if you do that to me, you're gonna get whatever you want. So I'm like, every morning you can have your way with me if you wake me up to kisses on my feet. I'm just saying.
I don't really have a comment, but it sounds as long as you love it. Yeah,
Well, Kevin's gonna go home and start sucking on some toes in a second. Okay, are you a cuddler, sleeper, or eater after sex?
Sleeper.
You just go right to bed. You're just done.
I guess it depends on how rough it was or exhausting it was.
I don't know. It depends on what time it is, I guess.
Oh, really?
It's a midday quickie. You got to get back up.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, and then last
On your day.
question, because we're wrapping up. Okay, are you a lingerie girl or a sleep butt ass naked girl?
Lingerie.
Lingerie?
Yeah.
Okay, I would have imagined you as a naked kind of girl with that smoking body.
Thanks, but sometimes
Like, I can't see the
accessorizing your
lingerie
body.
staying on.
I feel like lingerie is like accessorizing your body.
I like that. That's a great way to
I mean,
look at it.
honestly, I don't sleep with like the nylons on and stuff. That's just like, ugh.
She goes to bed with her Christian
I'm
lubes
like
and heels
getting
on.
stuck to the blanket with my nylons now.
Well, thank you for sharing the naked
thank
truth with
you.
us, because we know, you have a title to maintain, even though you just gave the crown up, but you still are just as phenomenal.
Thank
You
you.
carry
You
yourself
guys
very
are
well,
too.
very
Thank you so much
respectful.
for having me.
She's beautiful and intelligent.
Definitely.
And you represent and give Queens a good reputation.
Aw, thank you guys.
And so
You
you
do.
guys,
Such a good time.
You do.
Yvette Saucedo,
So nice, too.
you guys
So nice
can
and humble.
you.
So
you can
nice.
you can check out her pageant online. You
sister?
can go you can YouTube her, Google her. What's your website?
It's IvetteSaucedo.com, and then my Instagram is @Ivette
And then you can also check her out on Latinas of Hollywood
Yes.
with Elvira Guzman and Nautica de la Cruz, myself, Spicy Mari, and you can see lots more from this queen right here. And Phoenix, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram.com/PhoenixWhite, Facebook/PhoenixWhite, Twitter, Phoenix on Twit.
And Kevin John?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter @HeyKevinJohn, or my website, it's kevinjohn.com.
And you guys can play with my Twitter or stroke my Instagram @spicy_Mari. That's SPICY_MARI. Or go to thespicylife.com.
Spicy tip.
There you guys have it. Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me.
We'll see you
Let's
guys
talk
next Friday.
all the good things. And
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.